Hello YouTube modeling community, this is Rusty Rotor. It's just a quick shop update. We've gotten a lot done since the last video. We've got our shopping list together on Friday to get the rest of the material, which will be just basically for the diorama table and then the one shelf that goes up here. So by Friday afternoon I should have it built and start painting it. I'll assemble it in here and paint it in here, but it'll be everything cut out there in the garage. So where do we start? You guys already saw this table. I'll turn it around here. New one. Yeah, everything's clustered up because most of that all goes on the diorama table. Well, in the drawers and on top of the table. This is just stuff that's got to get put in this drawer. It goes right here. Remember, we're not putting a drawer here. We got a holder that's going to go here that'll hold the heat gun, the air dryer, the soldering iron, etc., etc. My cup heater, which is what I use to heat up my decal water, it can be moved whatever section I'm working in, so I don't know exactly where I'll keep that. Probably in a drawer. But we got all this completely organized. Everything's where it needs to go. We still got to mess with this half underneath the desk and all this right here. These are empty boxes. Same way, if you look back through there, you can see like that charger box. Those are all empty from there over. So we got to start getting those up on the wall. All that's got to go underneath the diorama table. All except for the Caliente. Remember, that's the second place prize. I just got it sitting there out of the way. But everything's leaning up against there. All my styrofoam, foam board, the real thick, dense styrofoam's in the back of that. All my thin layer pieces of wood. And then I got some right here I need to kind of cut up and in the smaller pieces for if I ever use it. Especially that piece right there. That's like cabinet grade board, so that's fine, that size. This one is garbage. That one back there, I don't know. I may use that somewhere on this diorama table. I'm not for sure yet. But we got this area pretty well organized. That box back there, it goes to the Corvette up there. So once I get all this organized, that'll be underneath the Corvette. Kind of everything that goes together the way it needs to be. All my buffing, polishing stuff right there, and on top of that little gray shelf. The gray box is where I keep all my kit tires in. I got a crap ton to go through to put into there still. It'll probably fill it. And then my junkyard. I gotta get everything relabeled. All those little metal drawers right here, they're just crammed full. I need to get in there, like a drawer a day and organize it, separate it, carburetors, intakes, so on and so forth. The brown ones will probably be used for like chassis, exhaust, things that are long, that normally wouldn't fit in those little ones. They'll fit in those. And that pile there, those 3 boxes, and that big box, and that container, and then a pile underneath it all, it's got to be separated and cut up and put into those containers. Plus whatever I acquire and accrue between now and then. We did get the Diora in its case and put together the little box and put on top of it with a Hot Wheel. That will go up on this shelf here. Once I get the other shelf above it. These are all my imports, JDM, so on and so forth. And then a couple others, like there's that pie wagon that's for sale still. And then there's a show rod above it that's just basically parts, because that's an original release. And it's the trash can or whatever it's called the trash truck with the singers that sit in the back with the surfboards. But I've pretty well scrapped on that, so I like keeping it in its box. So then we still gotta get those put away, and then there's a few there that are in display cases that'll stay on that shelf and separated. That goes on the diorama table. We got the printing station pretty well set up. I do need to zero the machine out and recalibrate it, and then put the new vat in it, and we'll run a test print and see how that goes. But yeah, it's, you know, all those JDM kits were down there where the styrofoam is, and then the other half was empty boxes. So I just need to get in there, change some things around a little bit, reorganize it, and then I got to find a container that's smaller to put all this in so I can get this out of here. All my decals, those 3 drawers are just plumb full of leftover from kits, special order, you know, stuff like pinstriping, stuff like that. And then we got the compressors down there. We'll move the fridge over. We'll move this cabinet over. We got it pretty well cleaned out. We did get the desk extended, so you can see how much paint area I have now, which is wonderful, especially with all the paints I have. And then we got the shelves extended. You can see there's all my Mopar up to those tubs. At the end of those tubs is the end of the Mopar, but from those 3 tubs to the left are all Mopar. And then above we got the shelf extended up there also. And I just got stuff sitting there. Like I said, we're not organized that yet. This still needs to be a little, I got to turn these sideways and then get these tucked back in there a little better. The box has a kit in it. I think it's a cornet, an original release cornet from AMT. It's going to be a restore project. It was just started a little bit, which is good. And then all this is just miscellaneous. So we'll have Mopar, miscellaneous, and AMC, any other, you know, brands like the International Harvester. All that'll go over here up to that edge of the spray booth. And as you can see, the spray booth got an upgrade, facelift, new filtration in the back, just an extra thing to kind of catch all the particles. Gave it a fresh coat of paint, organized it. I gotta get a drawer together for all my spare bodies, like you see right there, that I just practice on. And that'll probably go in with them too, even though it's a nice paint job, and I may use it, like I said, in a diorama one day. I'll kind of probably wrap it up and put it in something and then store it someplace until we get ready. But we got the floor all clean today. I have a steam mop. I'm in here and it does a really nice job. You can see all that's piled up, so most of that all goes on or around the diorama table or in drawers. It's not been done yet. The chair will be kind of right to the corner of this display case, catty cornered like this towards the TV with the little end table back there next to it. I got a little lamp, a stoplight lamp that sits on that. So yeah, I mean, diorama table, 3 feet by 6 feet. That'll allow me to, I can scoot the table back up against here when I'm working all around here. And then if I'm painting, I can scoot it back this way and have full access to doing what I need to do over here. We'll get a little closer so you can see like all my craft paints are back there, primers, etc. Like right here, airbrush thinner, airbrush cleaner, purple power back there. I got a paintbrush soaking in it. All my stirs right there. Those sticks right there I use to put parts on with tape to airbrush them on my pipettes. We got the other rack put together yesterday. All my splash paints and primers and clears are all in there. So pretty good assortment of splash. Then here's all my gravity colors. My zero paints, which I don't have a lot of, just 2. And then that box back there has all MCW paints in it and the hardener. Like I said, these are all tools. This will be gone. It'll get a drawer I'm probably going to move this over to here. So I'll get a drawer here and a drawer here. And it's going to get a drawer underneath here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. And that takes care of the 4 bigger drawers in that unit there. 1, 2, 3, 4. The thinner drawers are what's going to go underneath the diorama table. So that'll take all that completely apart. I can throw away the top lid, and all those will get used. And then I'll start organizing everything in those, getting them separated where it needs to be. Like all the wire needs to come over here into that white cabinet's got all the extra wires in it. My case that I take to shows, I put all my models and everything in. I keep there, and then this will be storage back here for just whatever's not being used at the time will get put in back up underneath here. That includes this extra compressor. This is just a backup. It really doesn't work that well, but I got it running just, good enough if I had to do some backup stuff. But there's the new one. That paint rack there goes on the diorama table. All that stuff comes off of it, and then more stuff will go onto it, like all my testers paints, all these brushes and tools and stuff will go in drawers, napkins, etc. And then the big stuff will get put up underneath the shelf in the back, and I'll leave all the front, to mix up paints, to do whatever I need to do. So it's a nice big area. So that's about 5 feet, if you're curious, from the corner of the spray booth where that screw's sticking up to the end. This is 41 inches. So yeah, about 5 feet. So that is tremendous when you have this amount of paints. And up there you can see these are all my paints that I custom mixed at the dealership I work at. There's reducers, and then lacquers, there's pearls, there's what else? There's no there's one candy up there. It's a chameleon type paint. I'm itching to try. I got just enough to do one model, so it's going to be something special. So yeah, and you can kind of see we start here and go all the way around. I got all my weirdos on top of the spray booth for now, and we go around. And those are all my kits. Even back like up there in the corner of those tubs, those are all full of either started projects or kits that I got from shows that were in bags, but they're complete kits. They're no boxes. So I have quite a few of those. So yeah, get back over here. Yeah, so it's I can show you that from here though. So I had 2 of these little reminder boards, whatever you call them. They're cheap from the dollar store. So I took 2 of them and I put one over here and one over there. So now these are my billboards. So now I can just grab it. I can keep track, erase. It's dry erase. So I can erase my percentages on my progress and my total hours and the date I finished. That way I can kind of see where I'm at on the build. If I put one away for a while, I can look and see where I left off, how much I had done. It's just for all this madness I have here, it's just a way to keep track. And like I said, hopefully one day I can get some younger people in here, I can put their name on there and their progress and where they're at, and help teach them how to keep track of what you're doing and where you leave off. And especially when you maybe only work on something once a week or maybe once a month, it's a good way to keep track of what you're doing, how you're doing it, where you're at with it. Time management, it's all what it rolls up to. So today is going to be what I call drawer day. I'm going to start taking that thing apart, start getting some of these drawers in place. then once I have those in, well, at least this one, that one, and these two, then I'll be kind of caught up until I get the diorama table built. Believe it or not, that here's all the dimensions. Kind of hard to see, it's lights showing through. I opted this one out for now, just for money reason, and I don't really need it right now, so I can always build it and add it to the desk later. But we are, or this one with the X. This one is getting built. Here's the dimensions down here. It'll have 2 6-inch pockets, and then I think 6 4-inch pockets, so I can put all my balsa wood, you know, so anything that's super tall or long, wood wise or metal wise, will all go down in these little pockets, and that'll be mounted on the side of the desk, so it's out of the way. It doesn't take up tabletop space. These posts here will be 3 feet with a 2x4 going across the top. It'll have a 4-foot light there, so I'll have a foot of space left, and that's where I'll bring down and kind of rough in for all my dowel rods to put all my tapes and wire, and anything that's on a spool will go on these. That way I can just go right to there and get what I need, and not have to drag it all over the place and have to store it someplace. It'll all be available right there. And then the cord will go from here. For the power strip mounted on the side of one of these posts, it'll go up to the ceiling where I showed you on the last video. But just a little, kind of see how these are boxed in. Those little lines represent the dowels on both sides, because I do have quite a bit, and I want to be able to have it for future, future stuff. I'm moving the paper like it's the camera. Let me turn around here real quick. I forgot to mention this. The hub right there keeps all my stuff for spark plugs and spark plug wires and distributor sets that I sell. That will go in one of the diorama drawers. All the wire will go up on the spools. The loose wire will stay in the drawer, of course. And then as I make distributors, I got a little container. I'm going to put all the distributors in it and put it in that drawer. That way when I need to work on distributors, I just go right to that drawer. I get the stuff out I need. Everything will be right there on my spools. I can just pull down what I need and cut it up, package it. And all my packaging stuff is all underneath here. All my labels, Ziploc baggies are in that box. All my bubble envelopes, all my boxes, all this is for shipping. Those 2 boxes down there, you can only see one. Well, you can see the other one on top. That's full of like bubble wrap, foam peanuts, etc., etc. This is all for when I ship stuff out or I do stuff that it's not going to get all broken and busted in pieces by the time you get it. Still waiting to hear from my brother-in-law. He should have got his package yesterday or today. Hopefully that made it safe. And then there's some more models. There's probably about 5 or 6, 7 models still underneath this desk that I need to get out, look at, and get them up here where they need to go. So yeah, I think we're like about 60%. The other 40% is going to be organizing all the shelves, get that shelf up and get it organized, get all the display cases up there. That covers about 10%. The rest is everything that's on this desk, and then that chair, and underneath this desk, kind of organized and put away on the diorama table once it's built. That takes up the other 30%. I like breaking things up and stuff like that. That way I know, okay, well this is going to be a day. This may take 2 days. So like with the shelf, it'll take a day, and then I can get once the shelf dries, I can get the boxes up there and the models organized better. Some of that stuff down there goes up there, so getting it organized better. Get these models out and get them back in the display case, and others into little individual display cases. There's 1 or 2 up there I want to go in individual display cases, and then the rest will go down here in this display case where they call home. And then start getting these organized. the clipping of the parts, that's weeks and weeks and weeks worth of work. So it's like each day I may do 1 or 2 drawers worth of stuff. So that's just going to have to be as I go. I can't keep holding up and delaying time. The main thing is the diorama table, getting all the material on it, get the platform started, and we can start rolling with the first diorama. Get the airplane done, the Ghost of Kiev, then we'll get started on Jay's commission build, and little by little each day we'll work on each model a little bit. When I gotta let stuff dry, I can move to the next one, so on and so forth, all the way around. And then we can kind of keep track of our time on the boards each day when we're done, kind of just being at work. You clock in, you clock out. That's kind of what that is. I'm clocking in, I look at it, I can see, okay, Volkswagen van, I started it back in October, November, somewhere around there. I'm at like 95%. So I know that's the first one I want to get done. I got 30 hours into it right now. I'll probably have 31, 32 tops. Probably maybe 31. And then that one will be done. It can go into the display case. I can take it off the board. I'm done with it. And then it's moved the 32 down to the table. The charger will already be on the table. Plane is on the table. And we've got Jay's, and we got the 53 Chevy. Well, Jay's will move over to where the plane is, because that's going to be a slow process. Then we will move Wife's Choice down, because it's almost done. It's about 95%. We'll finish it up, and then Viewer's Choice will come down and take that place of that one. And I have them on the board that goes over there. You can see it. There's the board for there. It'll lean up against the back. Now I have that extra lighting. I have lighting underneath there, and there's lighting underneath that shelf there. So that whole area lights up really well. There's a light up underneath that shelf. There's lighting underneath this shelf. My light here, and then all the light you see above. So this place lights up like a freaking museum. So again, I like to keep talking, but I got stuff to do. I just wanted to update you and let you know. That way you didn't miss out on nothing. For everybody that is following along for this, at the end of this, what we're going to do is I'm going to do a video. It'll be the grand reopening of Rusty Roeder's Model Car Garage. We'll start at the door. We'll come in and we'll do a complete tour again. And you can compare it from my very first video to that video, and you can see all the change that happened. And it is quite a bit. I walk in this room now, I feel not so much refreshed, but I feel good. There's room. I can move. I can breathe. And even with this little, 3 foot by 6 foot diorama table is nothing, because like I said, I'm building it to where I can just scoot it back. It's not permanently mounted. It's not so big and so heavy that it's bulky, and it's not so wide as where I can just scoot it to one side of the shop, and I have access all the way from the main desk all the way down and around, all the way up to the paint booth. I can even work in the paint booth. And then when I'm mixing paint, I can scoot that diorama table this way, towards this way, and I'll have full access of what I need to do with paints, whether it's fill thinner bottles, stock up on all my stuff, mix paint, get leftover paint in a good jar to seal it up, whatever it may be. I can just move one item and get access to everything I need. Not to mention that diorama table is going to have everything that I need centrally as a central location that I don't want cluttered up on each workstation. So yeah, it's gonna be nice. And now I got a nice good place to put the shop vac that's out of the way of my legs. I'll have the same over here. Those cabinets scoot back, and then I'll have access to get up underneath to the catch can for the downdraft table. I still got to get a new filter put in that, which is crammed in that box of packing materials. I didn't think about that till now. So I need to get a new filter in that. I need to get down there and clean that catch filter basin out. And then, yeah, I'll have, full access to everything. And I've thrown away boxes and boxes and boxes of crap out of here. I cannot believe how much just garbage that I accumulated and just tucked away in Don't know why. Kind of pack radish, but we got it all under control now. So that's it. Thank you to all my past, present, and future subscribers. The channel, we gained up to 845, which was fantastic. And then we lost all the way down to 842. And then we went back to 844. And then we lost again. And then now we're back up to 843, I think. 842, 843. It's still doing that, bouncing around about 5 subs, which is just ludicrous. Doesn't seem like we're ever going to get out of the 800 range. And I'm still waiting on some stuff to come in that I've ordered, and it's coming from contributors to this giveaway. One being Lee Barrett from Zen Modeling. We discussed his products. We're going to have some more. Each winner will get a little bit of that. And then all the stuff I got. And then the wheels coming from Ryan Jones. And we should have some stuff coming from Ryan here before long, which will be good. We can do a review now. We got open space, so we can bust that out whenever it comes in. I do have stuff coming in the mail Friday, so we'll go over that Monday. Friday will still just be an update on the shop. No building. Like I said, I put a halt to all building. It's too much to try to devote time to build and try to do all this in here. And then life, house to maintain, blah, blah, blah. So, with that being said, we'll see you guys maybe on Friday. It just depends on how I get in my zone on this table. I may try to hold the video until I'm done and just do a quick video of the base diorama table. And that way you guys get a look at it before I paint it and start putting all the accessories on it. So, we'll see. But meanwhile, you guys get to building, promote our wonderful hobby, get somebody else involved, a neighbor kid, boy or girl, it doesn't matter. Maybe a young man that just lives, a couple houses down from you. You kind of see him just puttering around. He really looks a little lost. Get to know him. Introduce him to your hobby. Maybe you'll spark some interest in him to get into the hobby a little bit, or her. So yeah, that's our number one thing, guys, is to be positive, promote, and pay it forward. And that being said, this is Rusty Roeder. I'm out.